Good afternoon. It's a special show of the Service Hero Show. Yes, we are going retro today. It is July the 3rd, 2020. This is 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. I am your host, and let's do this. Well, I don't know where one of our guests is right now. However, he should be back any moment. But we do have one of our service heroes with me right now, and that is Brooke. Brooke, we're in tie-dye. Oh, can you hear me, Brooke? I don't know why she can't hear me. Brooke, can you hear me? I have no idea what's going on, guys. And so I'm going to actually hide her from the line. I'm going to let her know that, let Skip know. This is live, guys, and we have something fun happening today. So let me just let my my service hero know that she could not be heard. Okay, I know she's here, so let's just make this work. I've got one of the service heroes here right now, and then let's see if we can get the other one up on the line. And okay, let's see if we can have you be heard again. Okay, can you hear me, Brooke? You can't hear me. Can you hear me, Brooke? Can you hear me, Skip?
I hear you. Can you hear me? Yes. Hello.
I can hear you, but I don't think Brooke can hear us.
I can hear you, Skip.
Oh, you can't hear Tamara.
Huh.
All right. Well, we're just going to go with it, because it is live and we'll make it happen. I don't know what is going on, but it's always fun around here at the Service Hero Show. My name, as I said in the beginning, is Tamara Hunter, and I have actually two service heroes that we are going retro right now. If you guys haven't noticed, yes, we are the tie-dye group. We've got a lot to talk about the tour of love. And let me bring up that image right now. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that maybe we have Brooke go out and maybe reboot her system. I'm going to let her know this. Let's see here. And say, let's just try that one again while we're live. And so let's try again. There we go. So, Skip.
Hi, how are you? Hi, everybody. Good to see you and everybody. And the Tour of Love, this has been talked about for quite a while. Well, actually, it started off with just the word, which you kind of started with a few people that started as the Year of Love. And then what happened? Was that you? Or because I know Barbara Beckley and a bunch of people got in on this conversation.
Let's see if she can hear me now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear all of you now.
Yay!
Yay!
Carol, we're glad that you're here. Yes, on Travels. I am Travels. Okay, yes, we are going to be traveling for the Tour of Love one way or another. And the way it all started, really, in truth, let's take everybody back for a little time travel, because that's kind of what we're all doing. You've got your tie-dye, and I've got mine, guys, and my big earrings, and we have some fun around our group. It all started, yes, with really on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day within the Chemo Buddies for Life. We declared it to be the Year of Love. Skip, you were there, and I know, Brooke, if you weren't online, you were there with us, and we made a really big deal about it being the Year of Love. Then, with everything happening, I was actually online, and I just said, okay, we're declaring it the Decade of Love, guys. There you go. And from there, Barbara Beckley in our closed group she then started, love it, I love it. So then we started, oh yeah, the love it movement. And then Skip, I think you came up with, and maybe it was a Skip Barbara duo, because you guys have been doing a lot with that. Even a song was created, well, this a verse within the song was created for the Chemo Buddy song, because of being inspired by Barbara Beckley. And the two of you were talking about the Love It Festival. Well, then we start talking about the fact that we're being kind of cooped up here these days because of a pandemic and COVID, go figure. And Brooke, you brought it up. We needed to go on a tour of love. We're like,
Right.
perfect.
Yes.
Yes. And so
Yes.
that's kind of the way that all started. Now, in truth, in anything, there are times when people get together and they talk about stuff, right? But where does it really take off? Well, in our group, it does. You start bringing it up. Hey, if there's a real need, then there's going to be a way that we're going to see it through. And so, and one of our senior ambassadors, Carol, Bursons, did I say it right? I know she's been practicing with us. Oops, I am traveling to pick up hubby from work. That's okay. We're going to be talking about traveling today. It's called a tour. So, and I wanted the two of you to be recognized for the work you two have already started to do behind the scenes, because it really is something that it takes many to make anything happen. And so, Skip, you started like playing around with an image, and then you sent it over to Brooke. Brooke is our professional graphic person within Chemo Buddies for Life. And Skip, you are our board member that's over digital platforms. And I really want to kind of go there right now and then go into this image a little bit more. So let everybody know, because there's many that are new to us. We want to welcome those from HOD, the organization and streaming media radio and TV station that is out of Nigeria. Grateful that you are with us now here at the Service Hero Show. And we want to also recognize that we have a whole other groups that are watching us and are celebrating with us. Seeing Chicago is one. I want to welcome them and just say thank you for your support also. So, we have two very amazing service heroes here. Um, I know I said Skip, but I'm thinking ladies first. So I'm going to go ladies first. Brooke, you
Yes.
are. I met you because of the Next Impactor,
Yes.
and we ended up on the same team. And I just
Yes.
was so enamored and became a fan of your graphic abilities right off the bat, and just who you are as an individual. And so after the Next Impactor, you joined our team, right? At Chemo Buddies for Life.
Yes.
So I would love to know a little bit more about you professionally, and then why it is that you joined the Impactor, and then you joined us at Chemo Buddies.
Wow. Okay. So, once upon a time, uh, once upon a time, there was a very young Brooke. So, I started drawing and marketing at a young age. I was always the one doing posters for school and Girl Scouts and church groups and whatnot. So, um, my love has always been helping people with marketing and advertising. And I grew up in a family business, so all aspects of that were ingrained in my blood. So, so that's the fun part. Obviously, I like to draw too as a child, and also, so I chose that as my profession. So I went to school at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb and graduated with a 4-year degree in design, visual communications. And since then, for 20 some years, so I've worked in various environments, everything from the big advertising agencies to the small mom and pop studios to several corporate clients as well, in all different industries. So, but there's it's like, yeah, so like everything from like wine and spirits to candy to banking to what else? Automotive and wire and cable, you name it. So it's been an interesting adventure as a designer. But no matter what industry you work in, branding is something they all need. So every business needs branding. Every event needs branding. So you know, um, an event or a business, an event or a business cannot make impact unless they have a visual identity. So
Right. Right.
it's really important that your visuals have impact. So yeah, that's kind of my career in a really quick
Right.
synopsis.
And so
So
then we met at the Impactor, the next
mhm.
Impactor. You were on my team, Team Todd, and
Yes, so
we both, just that was an amazing experience. And then
yes,
when it was over and I won, and then Chemo Buddies
mhm.
really was the platform. It was
Right,
not that we were running against each other. We were running
no,
against time, is what it
yep,
was meant, and that was really
yeah,
how it was built. And
right.
so then you joined us, and you have been with us ever since with Chemo Buddies for Life. And you helped us to clean up our image. I appreciate
Yep.
that. And then as we started coming up with this whole concept, you, along with the next person I'm bringing up to the line right now, here he comes right now. Oh my goodness. Our ever fun and crazy, oh my goodness. Uh, you never know, guys, that this man is an Emmy Award winning videographer, director of a massive amount of and amazing amounts of film that he has filmed and directed all over the world. Knows so many people on here he is with with dangly hearts
Hearts.
and hearts. I love it. I love it. And
Awesome.
you are also, it looks like you've got your purple shirt that never underestimate. And it's got the guitar, an old man with a guitar. There you go. Never underestimate. Absolutely. Skip Thomas. Never underestimate Skip Thomas.
That's right.
Well,
And
I couldn't be outdone with you two beautiful women and the scarves and everything. You talking about a visual impact, how important it is.
So,
So I
so
thought, you
yeah,
know what, I'm not
I
making a
joined Chemo
visual
Buddies because I
impact.
wanted to help make an impact on this world, and you know,
I have a feeling she can't hear you now, Skip.
Uh
uh,
oh, you
No,
can't hear me. Uh
no,
oh.
that's okay. You know what? So I'll just do this and then I'll do this for right now because, guys, this is live and we just go with it. And so, Skip. um, now, to
I can hear
introduce,
you both.
perfect. Okay. So to introduce you, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hide that. I'm going to take you down from the line, and that might correct it. Bring her back in, and see if that will make it work. See if you can hear us
Hello,
now.
hello, hello,
I can hear Tamara and Skip.
hello, 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 hello. Do,
I
do,
can't
do,
hear
do.
Skip.
All right, that's okay. Okay, so to Skip, I'm going to talk to Skip now. Skip, you, just so people understand who you are and why it's so fun. I mean, you already have visual effects because you are there in a beautiful cabin and you've got that going. Oh my goodness, look at that. Gorgeous. Can you say just absolutely gorgeous? So you're in the cabin there in the hauler, is what you like to say, right? Yep.
Yep, it's down in the holler in
The,
Arkansas in the Ozark Mountains with a little creek outside and a big field and lots of wildlife. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
and you have been all over the world. You have filmed people in all sorts of different types of documentaries, ranging in. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, from a lot of indigenous tribes from the Mayans and the Kogis that are down in South America, or the Colombia, and then you've got Europe and Romania and gosh, just the Alps and it's been a great tour to see a lot of places. But I think the thing that was most exciting is just the people, and if we're talking about love, it was kind of a tour of love. I mean, one of the films, and I worked a lot with scientists. I've worked in the industry with a lot of big corporations and promotions and commercial work and branding. But what was a lot of fun was just really seeing the people and the connection of love. And one of those things was the sacred journey of the heart, which you've talked a lot about. And that was really that's really what life is, and that's what that production became as we met people from all around the world. And I worked with so many amazing big name people, and then a lot of indigenous people that were leaders in their tribes from all over the world. And the vibration, the frequency of love was so critical, and was so wonderful and so contagious. And so this tour of love is really, I think, an opportunity to flip it or shift that toward being more of raising the vibration, because a lot of people are in fear or frustration or depression, a lot of tragic. And so and that's a vibration in itself too, very low on that scale. And Sacred Journey of the Heart really was a piece of how powerful our heart is, and that more happens coming up than actually the brain. The brain's a tool, and they even call it neurocardiology and the heart brain. And so where we are in our heart, in our soul, in our spirit is on that scale. And sometimes it's apathy, sometimes it's fear, anger. As you start moving up, even anger is better than just apathy or guilt when you're doing nothing. So at least you've got some energy, and then you move up that scale to courage to do something, and love, and of course peace and joy, I think, is even up above that. And then enlightenment, which is really, no matter what religion or faith you are, that's that consciousness. They call it Christ consciousness or Buddha consciousness, or that state of knowing. It's a kind of being into another awareness level. And what's crazy is there's a lot of that happening galactically in the universe, and with what's lining up here. That's a phenomenon of 26,000 years that we're at this cycle where things are lining up in the Milky Way, and I think we're feeling it. And
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
that's what the tour of love is going to be, is about, really spreading it with music, film, art, speaking engagements. So why? Hello, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yes, I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me
Skip
Yay!
too?
too.
Love
All
it.
of you.
You
Ooh.
got your John Lennon
Yes, it
glasses
worked.
on.
And look
I've
at
got some of
that.
those.
Oh
Well,
my goodness. I
these
love
will have
it.
to do. I've
I'm
got some
loving
like
it.
that. That's
Leave you
great.
with this too.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect.
And I see you in purple vision. So
And purple
I love it.
vision. And purple, we talk a lot about this
yes,
in the in our close group within chemo buddies for life, and yet this is service hero show, yes, you
yes.
guys,
There you go.
and yes,
So
we are doing a little bit of the love and peace, and bringing that retro feel back, because right now, as you were just sharing, Skip, in that there's a lot of people throughout the world right now that are feeling something. In fact, last night, in the middle of the night, I woke up, and then I had people in the middle of the night, messenger, because I get people now 24/7 that are messengering me from all over the place, and saying, I'm feeling something, or what's up, or I need to get a hold of you, or whatever it may be. And there is something to that right now, right, Skip?
Very much so. Yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's actually very scientific. Even though it may sound, I lived in Sedona for 12 years, and there was a lot of woo woo, but there's a lot of vibrational and energy medicine, and the Eastern medicine uses a lot of that.
mm-hmm.
but what's happening? There's a frequency of the Earth,
Right.
and I'm a part of that site, and that vibration, that frequency, that's been pretty constant for a very long time, and it's measured. There's satellites, there's sites in Russia that measure this, and around the world since 2012 actually, and now and what's happening lately. I mean, it's going off the rails, and it's good energy. A lot of it is. Some of it is very random. What's happened in the last week is pulsing almost like a clock. I mean, it's measurable, and
Uh,
we have these different brain states from alpha to beta, which is all the chaos and frustration and anger, and then you get up to gamma, which is all this. Well, these are gamma waves happening that the Earth and that the universe is putting out, and it's affecting everything on Earth, and it's really exciting. So that and it's all too raising the consciousness, whether people like it or not. Their consciousn's is increasing. They can hold back. I don't want to be conscious. I don't want to, dude, I'm gonna stay right here.
What do you mean?
But the consciousness, and just like you showed that scale, that's moving people up that vibrational frequency ladder, and it's very exciting time. Are you were shaking your head a lot, Brooke? What do you got about to add to that? Because it's you sense something too.
Hmm. Well, I think there's a lot of light coming off of maybe like there's a lot of light coming into the planet, and so that naturally affects people if they're not used to it. It's really can kind of make you feel a little off kilter. So
Right. Right. And in fact, what I'm getting, because again, I get a kind of a cross section of different
hmm
people, right? What I'm getting, I thought, oh, how perfect that we were doing this today, because I am not from your guys' camp. Both of you have experience with this one way or another. I'm still learning a lot of it. So for me to be trying to explain it, it's not always, you want to hear it from someone that knows. I know I don't know enough. I know I know enough that it could be, oh, what you talking about, Tamara? Well,
Yes,
let me get the reference. Let me get
I'm
the
very
expert.
scientific. Yeah, just look at me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Well, that's what's so funny.
right. I mean, so,
It's so funny because anybody that knows Mr. Skip Thomas knows that we actually do have a very brilliant man next to us right there. But with that said, we'll let him be, a goofball like he is also. Um, Yet, okay, so however, let me just say that there was one in particular last night that started showing signs of doubt, and like it's, you're not understanding. I'm feeling this in a way, and almost like it's freaking this person out, and not knowing where to go with it. It takes you possibly where you've been most of the time in your life. If you have a tendency, possibly, now I'm not an expert, but what I was noticing, if someone has a tendency to maybe go into the positive place, then maybe they're taking it into the positive place. However, if they're feeling something and they don't know what it is, can it be, let me ask the question to both of you, and I'd love to hear it from both of you. Can it be that they're going to go to a place that they know, and it may be a place that might be in that lower vibration? Can that cross pollinate? I don't even know the light and the questioning of because you're feeling
yeah.
uncomfortable.
Well, we're at a time now where we are clearing through a lot of our subconscious beliefs, where we are clearing a lot of our limited belief patterns that hold us back from love, from higher frequencies. So our human wants to keep us stuck in those patterns, but our soul wants to evolve. So the whole point is to really the key to moving forward is to recognize, okay, I'm feeling this now, but what do I want to be feeling instead?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good to ask that question, and you
Mm-hmm.
can ask that question of yourself
Mm-hmm.
into also the subconscious, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you can bridge into that subconscious, and
Right.
then hear from, and then how do you know that you're hearing back from your subconscious, Brooke? How do you know?
Well, okay, so you ask yourself, what do I want to be feeling instead? So instead of fear, what do I want to be feeling? I want to feel loved. I want to feel confident.
Okay.
I want to have fun, and so how do you achieve that type of feeling? You'll know. It's an inner knowing. It's how do you the way to get work past your limited beliefs is to get those ask those what questions. So you have a certain part of your brain working on getting past that part of your brain that doubts. So it's all kind of it's so you ask the what question, what do I want to be feeling instead? And when
Uh-huh.
you have clarity, then you get to work past the confusion. So you have to have clarity. You journal, you write down, you know, get clarity about what is it that you do want, and then that way you move away from doubt, you move away from fear, and you have
Okay.
confidence, and you learn what your soul really wants, and you can stand in your truth. So you have courage. So there you go.
I love it. And then
So there you
isn't
go.
it that you can also um that you can also tell your subconscious,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I want this, I want that, right?
Right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
it's a machine. Doesn't it have to, like you say it's that intention that a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
talk about, correct? Skip, you know a lot
Yeah.
about this, right? I know
Mm-hmm.
you'll say you don't, but you really do. You've interviewed those people that do, right?
Yeah, if I can remember some of the things, but no, like that energy flows where our thoughts are or goes,
Right.
and it's and so the intention, and it's just like there's you were talking about how can this be or make this be, and want it to be and control it to be. Well, the thing is to set that intention and let it be. That should be a name of a song. Uh,
Oh, one of my favorites. Oh, wink, wink.
Let it be. Wink, wink. That's I threw that in there. But it is, and even in prayer is not like, oh, my father plays dominoes
Right.
better than your father plays dominoes, or whatever that is, or it's ceremony or ritual or meditation, or it's you can have the thoughts, but going back to the heart, uh, the power of the heart and the energy that it emits and connects to everything around us, including people,
Mm-hmm.
is that's where the magic comes in. That's where there was a the old Cherokee wise tale or of a grandfather and his grandson, and they were talking about, and the grandfather said, there are two wolves inside of you, and I won't get it exactly right, but one has got anger and frustration and doubt and hate, and the other one is about love and compassion and joy and peace, and they're at fighting each other. And the little boy asks the grandfather, says, well, which one wins? And the grandfather says, whichever one you feed. So it's so true. It's like if you it's so
Mm-hmm.
that's the intention of feeding, that the intention, um, that's the power, and that comes from our heart. And so a lot of what the tour of love is about is really, it's hard to be. There are times where I don't feel right or inspired or down. Put on a damn piece of music or put on a song like "Let It Be" or go back to the '60s, and I'll get a whole thing. The thing I like about the '60s is that's when we had a revolution. I mean, a positive, I mean, spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call it. There was an awakening happening. And, a lot of it was the Woodstock, and a lot of it was kind of, hippies and all kinds of stuff. But music and was very powerful. I mean, you look at the people that came out of the '60s, and the Bob Dylan and Marley and Janis Joplin and the Beatles with "Let It Be," and the revolution of music that started to transform and become energy. So if you're in a negative place, what better or not inspired? I put on a piece of music, or I'll write a piece of music, or I'll. But and film does the same thing, especially combined together. Art, we've got a lot of artists in the group, and either creating art is a vibrational practice. That's where our energy goes. That's the wolf we're feeding. That brings us to that higher vibration, And so this whole tour of love and speaking, you've heard great motivational speakers that, oh my God, I want to go to all of his lectures or buy the books or listen to them on YouTube. So the tour of love really contains all of those things that we're just now starting to brainstorm. It's like, when are we going to do this? How's it going to look? And already I've started putting a list of people I know that are musicians. I've got people all across the country. Well, you've got people in England and
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that are overseas all over the place.
Yeah, yeah, we do. We have quite a few people that have already said that they're joining the tour of love. And right now, given the fact that we are in still a worldwide kind of, some call it lockdown, some call it pandemic, whatever you want to call it, it is restricting us from really going out there and doing quote unquote a physical tour right now. At some point that's what's the intent. However, we can get going immediately, if not sooner, with the tour of love now, because we need to understand what we're talking about right now. And I love what there's a couple of images that even Brooke has been working on, and I want to show those. And I want to also recognize that Carol is saying, Skip, do you own that tickle trunk? I don't know what a tickle trunk is. And I'm sorry, you're in the mush pot right now, Brooke. And so I'm not sure what a tickle trunk is. And then she
I don't
said
either.
that
I guess
sold
so.
her second painting. And yes, good job. And then 5 times to say hello to you all. Hello, hello. And Lisa Brown, so glad to see you here. Love you too. So glad that you're here with us on this Friday and experiencing with us about the tour of love and recognizing our two service heroes today, Skip Thomas and Brooke Curran. Now, the whole idea of putting together this image and coming up with a branding for it to then be able to say, okay, this is something people kind of feel even comfortable with. There's been people that start breaking out in song when they've seen it now, come on, get happy, kind of stuff. I do in my mind all the time now. And we've got choices here, guys. Image one or image two. And we'll put it out there for people to vote. But the idea here again with branding, and then branding with a message. And right now we're sharing the reason why the tour of love today on July the 3rd 2020. And I said this is a very special service hero show for the world, because this is a worldwide show now, and we are taking it out there to the world. And we can do that right now, even here through the internet, right? And so to have a image, and both of you actually come from the branding world, because Skip, you've been very involved with branding for years and years also, correct?
Yes. Yep. 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 I have in a lot of different areas, but it's always the same. And it's less about us and what we think. It's more about the audience and what is, knowing what they want to, what do you want them to know, think, feel, do. What is the attitude? What's in it for them? What are the old wow factors? But a brand is really
Mhm.
more of a promise about what you are. It's not just a logo or a tagline. It's what does, if it's a company, that represents the promise of the company or the organization. And so, we kept talking about, we're going to bring this. This is, I just came into the conversation. You guys are already having I was listening, but the love and love it. And it was all kind of just organically grown with Barbara and Brooke and people saying, "Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah, we ought to have a Love It Festival." And the Tour of Love, it just started to take shape. And it wasn't somebody came and said, "Here, I'm presenting a plan." This is a collective thing with everybody in that's interested in helping. with ideas. What does that look like? What are the things that would help, um, spread this? Oh, we got some news there. Tumors growing
Yes,
in
yes,
size.
from
Whoa.
yes, sorry, Brooke, but this is from Lisa, and we are on the public side, but she's sharing publicly. She is a service hero. She's been very involved with our organization
Wow.
on a public in a public way for the last couple of years. And she is actually one of my buddies. And Lisa is sharing that my tumor has gotten down to the size of an acorn. Long battle, but a
Wow.
lot of amazing work. You know what? I'm going to start. My eyes are misting right now. Brooke, I like your round glasses. I love them too. And again, this is when we look at what Lisa just shared with us right now, in that we believe in healing through connections, we believe in the power of miracles and love and light and all the things that we are a nonprofit at Chemo Buddies for Life, and so of course we don't take a stand on when it comes to certain beliefs. However, we can believe all we want in love. That is a four-letter word we can throughout the world believe in together, right? And that is a unifying, connecting connections through, healing through connections, and then having that love energy. And so, who wants to talk to that? And we've got
Say hi, Jack.
Hello.
Jack is one of our, we've got an announcement that we're going to be making here soon, so I don't want to blow it publicly before that happens in our closed group. Yet, we absolutely love that young man. Thank you for
Yeah.
being with us right now.
Hey, Jack.
He's gonna say
Hello.
Hello.
hi.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Jack. Good to see
Yes.
you. Glad you're here with us. It's pretty fun, huh? Isn't it, to be able to share with people from all over the United States and the world, actually, right? We've got
Yes.
people right now that are worldwide here with us, international.
Oh my.
Oh
Yes, I
my,
Uh-oh.
he says.
love it. Love it.
Love
Well,
it.
thank you for being on with us, Jack.
Yes.
Yes, hello, Jack.
So,
I made
yes.
this.
So he is, yeah, my boy of joy. So,
I made
so
this. I made this.
constantly reminds me that, life is more than work and
I made this,
stuff.
Mama.
So,
Mommy, I made this.
children are about love.
Mama, I made
Absolutely.
this.
We made something for you.
I made this.
Yeah, I know, I know. He's busy, busy all the time. So,
He's a musician. He's played some for our group,
And loads of
and
tough
yes,
jokes.
yep.
yes, Jack the jokester. So,
Yes, yes. So
who
But
does he
back
get
back.
that from?
I wonder.
I don't know.
So
But you were talking about you were talking about the energy of this and getting launching this and the people involved and Brooke talked about light and lighting. There is not one service hero, and you've done hundreds of them. What, four? How many?
they're not all loaded up into YouTube right now, but as I've been counting, I know I'm over 400 now.
Oh,
So we
400.
Wow.
There's
over
there's
400.
not one there's not one of them, I'll bet, that didn't have a moment, been at one place, but an inspiration, a light, a flame that lit them and took them up that vibrational ladder to inspire them. And really what we need right now in the world, be it any religion, faith, scientifically, what we need, and people through going through cancer is, I mean, if you just take that was the whole point of what you went through with your story,
Mm-hmm.
to take that energy and inspire ourselves first to do something that is part of our purpose and put that intention out there and connect it, have it resonate with other
Mm-hmm.
people. Because so many of the people in your cancer community, just like that, well, I was a cancer survivor 10 years. I mean, 10 years ago, this month, now this month was the month I actually had my emergency surgeries. And I had two of them in July, back to back. But one of the things that kept me going, because I was disconnected, was that flame of, I'm going to get through this. And even though my prognosis and odds were against me, I knew that my thought, my beingness, this high, if I can just say, my body's going to beat this,
Mhm.
and I'm going to overcome this, and I'm got things to do on this planet, and that power is bigger than any medicine, any treatment, any surgery can provide. I mean, yeah, you need some of these things, but the magic of that, and you experienced it too in your situation, and how the doctors and people saw a difference. And so
Right.
the world is having a near death experience right
Mhm.
now. And so, and a lot of fear and sadness and sorrow. So, how do we change and bring that vibration up? And through a lot of people, and I've been loving music and film since I was a
Mhm.
teenager. And now to be able to have it work in such a powerful way on such a variety of platforms and reach people around the world, this is going to be a blast. You know, it's really going to be a blast. And we don't know who all is going to show up. I mean, we're already, it's overwhelming. And so, one of the things I kind of want to bring up, and this isn't a business meeting, but let's start thinking about, who we know. I mean, my gosh, you can rattle off each of us, 10, 20, 30 people. And so I've started a little list and thought, okay, what would this look like? And how can we start to
Mhm.
package and put things online and start to look at when things start to loosen up? This world is horrible as this is, just like I said with my cancer, that it was a gift. It's in the documentary Sacred Journey of the Heart. It was a gift because it gave me a timeout to reassess what was really important in life. And this event around the world is somewhat of a gift for us to stop and reassess. We had so many distractions and so many influences, and now we have a chance to look inside of ourselves and ask ourselves what is really the intention that we have to bring to the world or be a part of to support. And that's what's exciting about, I think, a movement. Your whole service hero is about inspiring others. I mean, what's your
Yeah.
logo or your phrase?
I Inspiring stories of those inspiring others. Yes.
Bingo.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, and both of you inspire so many
Aw.
within our organization, I know, and I I just wanted it to be something that everybody could see. And let's see, let me bring this down so we have that you're not covered by it. And Lisa is saying, Skip Thomas, exactly. Good energy, light, and love makes life so much better. You have to keep the faith and keep your eye on seeing yourself healed comes from within and detoxing negative stuff that holds you back. Boom.
Bingo. Yep.
Yes, so true. I love you, Lisa Brown. Love you, Haley too. And Helene is saying, I am thankful for the Chemo Buddies for life for the day. My buddy was there for me, and I appreciate her and all she does for so many. Thank you. Two of my buddies back to back. I love it. Helene and Lisa. And we have Joy Cooper Willett, one of, she's actually in our leadership team and one of my mentors. And she has helped so many to understand. And she really does get what's happening right now, too, right? Both of you, it's amazing how I
Mhm.
will say this those that are watching this right now, this is an invitation for all of you. You're seeing something that is unfolding in front of your eyes. You can jump on and you can join the tour of love with us. Think of a bus, think of a train, think of a plane, think of a boat, whatever you want to think. But think about and really internalize love. How do you feel about it? Do we need it right now in this world? How are you? Do you
Mhm.
believe that we have enough of it? You know, are you just going to say, we don't need that? Go on. Or like, I'm feeling this right now. I need to be a part of this. We want you to join us in the tour of love because this is the time. And you know what? You're seeing it as it really is being taken out there. This is going to be huge, guys. There's no doubt. Huge. You want to get involved in something cool and fun because, yeah, look at this. We don't mind dressing up like. That was a little fun, right, guys?
Great. Yes.
And,
Well, mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's all, and when I made the logo, I just felt the energy had to be one that's fun. It's something that inspires people to be happy and have fun, and to really, it's a way for us to see life in a different light, and in the light. So, you know,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
just high vibe. The colors are vibrant and high vibe, and it's just good, clean fun. So,
Absolutely.
right. So,
Absolutely, it is. And, Helene is having some good, clean fun. Skip, where's your purple monkey?
All right, that does it. You've asked me that a few times. I got a red
Okay,
one and a
good.
white
You
one.
still have your purple rock.
of
Yes,
course.
we've got some jokesters in our group, and that's what makes it fun too. So, and I will say, when I see this image, and again, this is what I wanted to, I wanted to come out onto the public side. I wanted to recognize both of you, and we will be recognizing others here soon in regards to what the Tour of Love is about and how they're getting involved. And when I see this, immediately that song starts playing in my mind.
I
Come
have to go
on,
listen to it. Is that the Partridge fan? What, now,
yeah,
what is it?
yeah.
I have to go listen to it.
You gotta listen to it. The
What
Partridge
is it?
Family
Which
Uh-huh.
song. Yeah.
I have to
There's
go
a
listen to
song
it.
that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
Happy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
da, da,
Okay,
da, da, da. Yeah, come on, happy. And here it
okay.
is. There they are. There's the Partridge Family. There's that bus. There's that
Oh
image.
my gosh.
There's that
Oh
feeling.
yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it just. I grew up during that time, guys. Yeah, I love this. I loved it. So, yeah, it takes me back, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that it does. And Helena shared a lot of Purple Hearts. Love those. And happy 4th of July, everyone. And I will say, for Service Hero Show tomorrow, we do have a very special Service Hero Show and Service Hero that we will be honoring tomorrow for 4th of July. I'm very excited about it. And Lisa Brown, we need more love in this world. Tour of Love. When I saw the logo, I thought about the VW van decorated with flowers. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Partridge Family, love it. I love it. It had the
The
bird.
bird.
Yes, absolutely. So, um, even you could go there, because Skip, when I think of the bird and even think of the image that truthfully, all of a sudden it just kind of full circle. I hadn't even thought about that. Thank you for bringing it up, my dear, because I look at the image that became our logo for this show, and if you guys notice, it has the wings, it has that the feathers, and it also the circle and the star, and Skip, you helped with that one. Brooke, you helped with the logo for the Chemo Buddies, and then of course the Tour of Love. And so, you guys, seen anything kind of? There's some similarities kind of crossing each other, right? You've got the hearts. Huh. Yeah, wink, wink. Look closely here. Look at those hearts. All right, now we're going to bring the other image up, and then the Tour of Love, and I love it. Yeah, you think about even the Partridge Family and the bird, and the feathers, and in the indigenous world, Skip, the feathers, and because you've been teaching many of us within our closed group, and there's been others. We have Aaron, who is both of you come from actually heritage within. You both come from a line within the indigenous world, and actually, you could say royalty from both. And so you have if nothing else, maybe an intuitive understanding, but I know you have an understanding because you filmed with so many. And there's really something to all of what is happening right now that they have been talking about for ever or
For well, it's been going on for thousands of years. And again, like I said, this time that we're at with this, 26,800 year alignment of this harmonic convergence of the Milky Way and some of the things. It's very energetic, very powerful. And I worked with the prophecy. You talked about birds back leading up to the end of the Mayan calendar. It was called by a high priest, Dan Alejandro, who was a 13th generation high priest of the Mayans. And he called a gathering of a epic proportion in Sedona, Arizona, in the Grand Canyon, and up on the Hopi Navajo reservations. And so I was gifted to actually film it all and be part of it with them for about 20 days and interviewed hundreds and hundreds of hours. Actually, some of that footage is in the Sacred Journey of the Heart on Gaia TV now. But it was about the prophecy of the eagle of the north and the condor of the south returning together, which is what was happening at the beginning of the Mayan calendar, where we were shifting into the sixth sun or the age of Aquarius, as we've heard from the 60s music. That was all part of a prophecy of a time we are living in right now, and it's happening. It is, and so the whole prophecy. I mean, the condor used to be in the Grand Canyon. It went south to South America. So, well, guess what? It happens to be back showing up in the Grand Canyon, which is about the eagle condor reuniting. So these prophecies, and even the biblical prophecies, are hugely all woven together. And what was so crazy, I interviewed 100+ elders from Japan and Tibet and the Amazon and Africa and South America. And I mean, they were from everywhere, Canada, Iceland, they came but their prophecies that they've carried for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of years, is exactly the same at the same time. And we are living in that. And so a lot of the films I want to work on now, and part of that too is the awareness phase, because we are at a point where, and some call it a spiritual awakening, which is not necessarily related to any religion. It can be, but it is a vibrational. I mean, when you go from depression, guilt, anger, hate, to love, joy, peace, that's a spiritual awakening. And that's what this tour is so much about. And the work that I've been since a teenager, seeing the power of music back then to pick up girls, but now with
okay.
no, that's terrible. Oh, we won't go there. I had long hair back then. Now, I've got like no hair, so that's why I do the best I can. But we are at that point, and that's why I think the '60s look and feel of the music and the spirit, even though it was a little wild and crazy at times, the music, just go back and listen to those songs and the shows and the things that were happening, and things kind of got blasé for a while. The music was good; you could bump to it, you could dance and all that. It was all, but it didn't have that Bob Dylan, the times they are the changing, the Beatles, the songs that even the young people today go back and go, listen to these things. It's timeless. So a lot of that energy, which is all everything is, we're looking to harness. And how can we do that? A lot of people have been talking about this for a very long time and are doing different pieces of that. And I think the goal is we talked about chemo buddies, but to have many organizations, many
Right,
nonprofits, many
right,
cultures,
right,
including the
right,
indigenous tribes, the people that are watching from all around the world,
right,
the
right.
people you've talked to in Nigeria
All
and so forth,
involved.
all involved in this.
Yeah.
And that's what's so exciting, because that is the crossing through the veil, the word apocalypse, which you've seen movies and all this. Yeah, the word apocalypse, which was also their prophecy, is the lifting of the veil when we go through this. So the veil is being lifted, and we have to pick: do we want to stay hiding under a rock or go into some dark places, or do we move toward the light, which Brooke was talking about, and raise our vibration and be part of this new era that is not. It's going to be different, folks, and it can be really really good. And so we have this gateway, which is what we're in right now. So it's fun, and what better to do it than music, film, speeches, art, and
Fun.
love.
Right. And something that, again, will cross all denominations, all geographics, all
Yes.
races, all beliefs, all genders, all everything, because it's a one letter word that with, one word with four letters, love. Love can, a real honest to goodness love can heal our wounds, can heal our earth, can heal each other. So as we start to close this down, Brooke, what is your thought in regards to all of this? I mean, this image right here is a combination of what Skip sent you and he started, and then you came up with this. Love it. We've decided that this is our image we're going forward with. Thank you for that. What's your thought as we wrap this up today?
Well, as the earth shifts, if we stick to the frequency of love, it provides a smoother road for all of us as we continue our road trip on this earth. So
Love that.
stay in the frequency of love.
Yes, yes, I love that. I love it. And stay in the frequency of love. Skip, any parting words from you? You look like you're deep into something, or he's frozen. Either one of the two. He might be frozen, it looks like. This is live. So, yes, we're going to take him down. It looks as though he's lost his feed. I want to say right now that he might be back. Let's see if he's back. That nope. That I'm grateful for the two of you over there, and for Skip Thomas for all the work that he's been doing for getting this together, and for us to be able to come out here on the public side, be able to share about this through Service Heroes, and be able to actually highlight the two of you, of which I'm going to be highlighting others within our organization and outside of our organization as they come to help with preparing and getting the tour of love going throughout the world, because truly now is the time to make this happen, don't you think?
For sure, it's we need to keep inspiring each other in order to overcome whatever issues people may be experiencing right now.
Right.
you know, um, it's time to reach out and really ask for help. It's time to um, hold hands with each other and embrace each other, whether that's either online or with our with our uh, family members at home. But it's time to just really connect to our heart spaces, and that's where our strength as souls lie. So it's through love and in prayer, whatever your spiritual practices are. It's connecting to that power of the heart of love, and that's what gets us through. So
Absolutely. So, I couldn't say it better. So, as we prepare and we close today's Service Hero Show, I want to say both you, Brooke Curran, and including Jack, and also Skip Thomas, you all three are service heroes. You do so much for our community, and you are doing so much for those that out there right now need to understand the power and the healing power of love, and that we are preparing for you to all board and join the tour of love. We will see you soon. And tonight is TGIF in the closed group. So join us at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern in Chemo Buddies for Life closed group community. See you there. Bye, everyone.
bye.
Bye.